Hello. My name is Lannis Davrill. I don't suppose you have any spare time on your hands. I could use your help with my current research. This place is full of monsters, which makes it the perfect place for me to test new magic. The nearest chapter house is in the city of Rathir. I am only tenuously associated with them. I prefer to spend most of my time here, where there's no one to bother me. I am a mage of the Scholia Arcana. I have come to Talarain to test some new magic that I have devised. I have been working on a new type of magic to track the slaying of beasts. I have vials of clear liquid, which, in theory, will change color once a specific number of monsters have been slain. I believe I have perfected the formula, though I could use a hand in testing it out. Then hunt down the desecrator of these ruins. Kobolds, Krudix, Etten, and those miserable Jotun. I will pay you when these 4 vials have changed color. 1 vial should change after you've slain 10 kobolds. 1 after 5 Krudix. 1, well, perhaps we'll speak later.
Another soul who traverses these forsaken crags. I presume that, unlike me, I do not care too much for this place myself, but then again, I did not. The command of Helmgard has tasked me with rather beneath my station, if you were to ask me, though Helmgard feels this work. Naim Kent, scion of the Rathir Kents, master of fortunes vast and ill-spent. My family was once very important in Talarain. However, that myself, for one, and my sister Namaria, who is allow me to introduce myself. I am Naim Kent, of the Rathir Kents, an Oathblade of the honored and venerable Warsworn Order. I have been tasked with eradicating the beasts that lurk within Talarain. I shall be honest with you, I am not one for field work, and my wealth is substantial. Excellent. Finish things quick. Among these ruins are several Rotclaw is a warrior. Blackshriek is among the deadly Nightblade, and King Fang. I am of the Warsworn. It is Helmgard who, shall we say, well, perhaps we shall speak later.
The mortals marched unto our golden plains. Fair folk some, and dusky others. They found the rocks and rising of this land pleasing. They asked for it, but it was not ours to give. Cleaving stone and burning root, they made a kingdom for themselves, and named it Talaray. To rock, they brought their castles. To field, they brought their grain. We watched them form this land to their desire, but not to their wish. What peace they sought came with blade and fortress, but all seemed calm until a king, a father, died with 2 heirs, strong and able.
Yeah? What's he... Wait, you look like a capable sort. Poor gnome. Whatever they have in store for her, it won't be pretty. Not just a They say he used to be in the took up robbing. And worse, slaving, gathering Candrian's work. I've been a member of the We used to patrol all of Candrian, but now his lordship is mostly confined. The old poltroon has forbidden the guard to deploy beyond Melaglir. Most folk believe he's doing what's best for the town, but not me. I can't sit idly by and do nothing. Not like I get to use it much anymore. The people of Melaglir hide in their Fine for them, as long as they don't think too much about the people. We set out, against orders, mind you, from Melaglir to put down this nasty brigand named Conover. Found him, and his followers too, but there were more of them than we expected. The few of my unit left alive only barely escaped. If you could finish Conover, I can pay you. Great. Head south to the Fiend's camp. Report to me when Conover's dead. May you deliver Conover unto hell.
I need your help. I'm a tinker for... Julia is the only family I have left. Will you help me? Most gnomes favor the bustling city life of Adessa. Not me. Oh, no, sir. Ever since I was a young boy, the open road beckoned. So I've walked the roads of Erethel, Dalantarth, and Detir for 40 years, selling my services to anyone who can pay. Lately, though, it seems the world is growing more dangerous, worse than it's ever been. Her mother passed away when Julia was young. I've done my best, but sometimes I think she takes care of me more than I take care of her. I've been teaching her the tinker trade, but I'm not sure life on the road suits her. Worthless bunch of clods. They attack the bandits, crawl back here to lick their wounds. Whatever you do, stay away from that cursed place. With bandits to the west and Tuatha raiders to the north, the village already had its fair share of trouble. Now I hear tell of people vanishing in the night. The bandits here are fierce, led by one called... I've lived my whole life on these roads. I know full well that the price of travel is a bit of coin in the pocket of the local thugs. But these fiends took my daughter. I'll pay anything I have to... Thank you. I heard Conover tell... I hope you fare better than those Candrian I want my daughter back. If it were me, I'd steer clear of Conover himself at all costs. Farewell.
Stranger, please. I am being hunted by Fair Gorta. The bones of all my forebears mean to kill me. They are the bones of all my fallen family. I am of an ancient line, and the curse it bears is almost as old. When a Skaith dies, the magic of the curse raises his bones and forces. They will not stop until the line is dead, and I fear I am the last. But I must exile myself from my family. This stronghold was my family's seat. We should begin. Meet me in Dove Whale. The Astor family was once the powerful leader of this land. The bloodline ended when a war erupted between the two Astor brothers. Without a unifying ruler, Talarain fell to what it is today. A castle abandoned by the Astor family and later taken over by my ancestors. According to my texts, it became our great and glorious hall. Then my family became cursed, and the hall, like the rest of us, fell into ruin. I do not wish to speak about myself any more than I have to. Not while the curse hangs over my head. The Skaiths were once prolific and powerful. But generations ago, one Skaith desired more. So a Fae offered him great power in exchange for his family's souls. The Fae later told him that it meant not the souls of the Skaith's immediate family. The name of that one Skaith was lost. So now I call him first. This is the home of my aunt. The solemn bell is not far from the entrance. It has been centuries since it was rung. Let us disturb its slumber. Stay quiet.
As the seasons warn each year, the time to build is followed by a time for ruin. Two sons of the mortal king were left with Talarain betwixt them, but neither held his share complete. And as these mortals built their kingdom, so too they had destroyed it all with war and jealousies.
Come. I need you to escort. Let us be quick. That is it. The solemn bell. The ritual says I must speak the magic words to make it ring several times and announce my intent on leading the Skaith family. Leading them to battle. I mean, to peace. Yes, that is what I meant. Leading them to eternal peace. Let us be quick. is done. If the bones of my ancestors did not know we were here, they do now. Now to the library, where I can find the Codex Skaith. Let us be quick. Hold here. There is something behind this door. Do you not sense it?
Oh, it is as I feared. The Scrivener is here after all. I cannot go in that room, not while he is there.
In life, he bound the names of my ancestors to the Codex Skaith, and thus was the keeper of the names of our line. He fought the family's curse, tried to safeguard our names. But his battle was lost, and he became the worst of them. The Scrivener is powerful. I do not wish to face it, even if it is only bones and magic. Please, kill him quickly. Stay quiet. Now that the Scrivener is dead, it is safe for me here. Well, I suppose this is what happens to a library after a few centuries of neglect. Ah! But here is the Codex. Keep them off my back while I find my name. Let us be quick. It is done! I have added my name to the Codex Skaith. Yes, I added my name. I will explain later. No time now. Hurry! We must find my birth candle and finish the ritual. Let us be quick. I must find my candle amongst these. It will not be long now. Let us be quick. It is no longer here. My birth candle has been taken from its holder. It has been taken, so I cannot complete the ritual. If I cannot extinguish the candle's flame, then I will only have a short time before the monsters reach me. The first must have taken it. He is the progenitor, not like the others, for he has never truly died. Yes, the hunger consumed. His tomb should not be far. Please, warrior, let us be quick. It's him. Stay focused.
You must be a fool to follow Fatir around under false pretenses of some family curse. There is a curse only on Fatir's ancestors, not Fatir himself, nor is he being hunted by us. This ritual of his is not to free us from the curse. It is to take control of his ancestors and raise them as his personal army. If you do not believe me, you can go ask Fétir yourself. But if you give him to me, I will be able to release my family from this curse. If you must. The castle once was home to the Astor family, but after they were wiped out, the Skaiths moved in. It was a glorious hall, but fell to ruin when my family became cursed. Yes, I am the first Skaith, the one who is responsible for my family's suffering. The power I gained was not worth the years of torture my family has endured. The only way to end this curse is to allow my family to... Many years ago, a Fae offered me great power in exchange for my family's souls. Overcome by a craving to have this power, I gave in to my selfish desires. Ever since, my family has not been able to rest in peace. Once the curse is broken, I can give them the peace they seek.
It is true. There is no curse on me. Only upon my ancestors. This ritual will raise an army under my command. One of my ancestors was a leader of the Astor forces long ago. It is my family's duty to protect Talarain, but I cannot do so on my own. With an army of my ancestors under my command, I will be able to keep Talarain safe. Let us be quick.
Please, help my... All you have to do is turn Fétir over to me. Fétir will not give in easily. I will need your assistance in slaying him. Thank you for freeing my ancestors and myself from the curse. We will finally be at peace. In return for your wisdom, I offer you what little I can. The Skaiths amassed much wealth in life, and it is useless to us now. Our tombs carry the gifts for you. And now, I rest.
The mortals fought over the castles and hills. The servants of the Asta clan divided the remains between them. They called themselves Ratifer, Kents, and Skaiths. They hid their rocks and metal under their castles and called them home. They hoarded treasures and watched the seasons wear their stone walls and their wills. Now the vales and dells of Talarain stand abandoned. The once great citadels that stood in triumph now lie in ruins. Once pure, they have left the land, and with it, the mark of mortal sins.
Good riddance to the kobolds. Now on to more fierce fare. Many a beast still needs to be slain, and there is one such beast, a Cruddock, that awaits you outside of Corgan Hold. I have given him the name Smiler. Not that he has the intellect to Smiler lurks near the entrance to Corgan Hold. Killing him, well, perhaps we shall speak later. Ah, Smiler has fallen. I would raise a glass to the creature's well, you have done your share by ridding the world of and this particular beast, Colmere, will not be as easy. Colmere is an Etin, a war priest. The Etin are not very intelligent creatures, but they can't. Well, perhaps we shall speak later. You have slain Smiler and Colmere, both formidable enemies to be certain, yet mindless things, easily outwitted. The real challengers are these Jotun. There is a Jotun, a chieftain not far from here. Malgar is his name. Talarain must be rid of him. Be cautious. They may appear brutish, but the Jotun are much more intelligent than the other creatures you may have seen in Talarain. Well, perhaps we shall speak. Salutations. Excellent. With Malgar out of the way, all that is left to remove from Talarain are the dregs. That should only take a few years. Well, so be it. Take the money you have earned.
sworn to war.
Welcome. So, what's all this? An artifact stolen from the vault, and it turned up in Lorca. I see. You'll want to start with the vault itself. I'll dispatch Oathblade Gwyn Anway to guard it. Meet her there when you're ready. The vault lies south through Tullaraine, on the way to the walls. The odd thing is, not a soul's been inside that place for centuries. Can't imagine how someone could have gotten anything out. Never heard the ballads they sing of Grian Brighthelm? Ah, well, those were my days of youthful discretion. You'll never see a dirty blade or an unpolished shield in Helmgard, no? Swords must be sharp, armor shining. You must be war-sworn to all the world, as old Balagar said. Head south through Tullaraine, then look for the small pass into the walls. Oathblade Gwyn Anway will be waiting for you there. Good luck.
Paying business, as long as... The contract board is my responsibility. Aye, it's open to all. And you've got... The Castellan will say he's just a... The deeds he's done rival the House of Ballads. Aye, that's us. Warsworn will find a bed to sleep in and services in kind. And of course, there's old Grian Shane, the Castellan. And I'm... Goodbye.
Every month, more freemen making trouble somewhere. Every month, more freemen making trouble somewhere.
Grian promised I'd have tar, linen. You didn't come to hear the quartermaster rant and moan at her lot. Little boy blacksmith, that's what I call him. Ruffles his feathers, but in truth, he's a good soul behind that. Thinks he can pay in smiles, not gold. But he's the Castellan. At day's end, our coffers are his concern. I swear these soldiers need more new shields and greave polish than all the army in Cluricon. And what do? Stand guard over a merchant's stores. I've seen enough pledge shields pass through this keep, eager to join the war over there. Me? I'm happy right here. The Dockelfar city. It lies easterly, where the plains meet the waters. More trade passes its quays than drinks through the Amer Tavern. Sworn to war.
Let me guess. You've cracked another day in the life of Helmgard's prettiest blacksmith. If it's rusted, bent, or in splinters, I can mend it. If it's that gold-haired fop Grian Shane, I can't do a thing for you. Now don't mistake me. I'm happy at the blacksmith's bench as I am anywhere. I wouldn't trade places with Braid or even Gwyn. Our quartermaster, she's right over there. Bit of a wet blanket. Oh, I know I shouldn't grumble so. Our Castellan's fair enough. It's just all the pageantry. We're fighters, for God's sake, not prince courtiers. She's an old bobbin, but don't let that throw you. She's a good sort. Grian has her look after the old and dusty sites she loves so. It's fine here if you don't mind leagues of yellow wheat and the blood. Me? I'd trade here for Melsenshire and an eye blink. What's there? Why, the war. History waiting to be made. That and my brother Sverri, where he serves as High Commander. Right.
Welcome to Helmgard.
Good, you're here. A powerful relic stolen from our vaults, and they send a single pledge shield. Have they gone completely mad? Who knows how many like it were in that vault, and how many stolen already? Let's go in. We'll see what we find there. In this vault lies every cursed, chaotic tool ever taken from our foes, before we became simple mercenaries. Its doors, its walls, its very floors are imbued with magic to keep these dangerous and powerful things in, and everything else out. Mike Castellan dislikes dust and old things that aren't sung in a tavern, so looking after them, worrying about them, falls to me. This place is mine alone to watch. Once we had shields enough to stand guard here day and night. Then the war came, and off to Cluricon they went. Now I come on my own once a fortnight and inspect the grounds. You can see where that got us. You're far from it now, but it hangs over everything like a putrid fog. Sverri Cora in Melson Shear is Amalur and commands the Warsworn at the front. They were using it to summon Niskaru in those caverns. Terrible. This is what comes of forgetting and ignoring. You'll see in a moment. The outer doors are open, but that's no concern. It's the inner door that's always locked. Only Grian has that key. Come, this way. The inner door. That shouldn't be open. Mages? Are these the same ones from Brigand Hall? You there! Stop at once! I found this in the leader's hand. It's the key to the vault. Or maybe a copy of it. Can't tell for sure. No knowing how many times they've been in here when they knew I wasn't about. We were lucky to come when we did. Return to Helmgard. Grian Shane won't like this, but he'll have to hear of it all. I must report to Grian immediately.
I'm glad you're here. I've taken the precaution of jailing Gwyn. A bit heavy-handed, I know. But this is a serious matter, and only necessary until we've cleared this up. That vault was hers to watch over. This can't help but put her under suspicion. We have a small jail at the back of the keep. Useful enough, between the freemen and other sorts you find on the plains. Well, on the one hand, she was always consumed with all that dusty history, but it just doesn't seem like her. Fact is, if not Gwyn, someone helped those mages get in. But who? And how? Things in that vault are fine for songs and tales of Eamon. They make the Warsworn seem more legendary and grand. Yeah, it's all dusty nonsense to me. The vault was Gwyn's responsibility. There's no getting around that. Until it... Yes, these mages, the Farlangi, was that it? They stole the relic, of course. But they must have had help from inside to get in. She never mentioned a key. Withholding evidence as well. The girl broods so. I do want to know what became of that key. Something else, Pledgeshield.
Welcome to Helmgard.
Contract boards right by the entrance.
Don't tell me you believe I had a hand in this. After all you've seen, this is a nightmare. I do, but I blame the Warsworn leadership so much more. After my parents, after all my warnings. What is the saying? They who ignore the past are fated to repeat it. But Gryan would rather sweep this under the rug. That is why I'm here. My parents were loyal Warsworn, but the Order turned its back on them. They would not help, let alone... Forgive me. I am not used to talking of such things. You will surely face more of those mages. In my strongbox by my bed, you will find a ring of mothers. I want you to have it. I wish I knew. Today's Warsworn aren't heroes or demon slayers, Just mercenaries. Soldiers. Brian Shane is a shining specimen of the modern warsworn. The key! God's damn it, he was in such a... Take it. Show it to Brian. If it is a copy, I know a master locksmith in Tyrann's Rest who might be able to help. Every cursed object from the times of the First Sworn we keep in that vault under lock, key, and other protections. It was only a matter of time before some villain found a way in. Does he think this will all go away after he locks me up? That those mages and their Niskaro will vanish just because he shuts his eyes? Huh. I'll be alright. Just go solve this, and get me out of here. Despite their loyalty to the Order, the Warsworn could never admit that our own history was intertwined with their deaths. And now this, as if they were spitting on my parents' graves. It is described in our histories, a thing of great power won by... Before you found it, we didn't even know it could be used to call forth Niskaro. We didn't know it, but someone did. As much magic and artistry has gone into that key as into the... First, speak with the Castellan. If the key is a copy, then you must seek the Master Locksmith in Tyrann's Rest.
Traveling, brother. Sworn to war.
What's this now? A key found among the vault intruders. I see. Well, I can say for certain that it's not the original. That was the first thing I checked after you went off to the vault. Ah, yes, the gnome. Tarion. He'd know something of how... She always did have a head for these things. Although, if she's behind this, the gnome could be a trap. As I told you, the first thing I did was verify the key was safe and sound in its proper place.
Welcome to Helmgard.
Well, hello. Unlike Brian, you'll have to pay for what you buy. Sworn to war.
Welcome to Helmgard.
Yes, Your Grace?
Greeting. It cheers me. What does it mean when all you've come to know is no longer? Farewell, fragile one.
What is this? Tell me something. Are you in the habit of just walking into people's houses uninvited? Does that ever end poorly? I'd think most people would object to strangers rifling through their things. Of course, I am not most people. Come to think of it, it has been too long since I've enjoyed the conversation of strangers. Now that is the question, isn't it? I'm going to need time to figure that out. Which gives you plenty of time to get us some refreshments. Have you ever heard of the Rialte Brocaire? It is a particularly rare vintage from the north. Why don't you travel to Lucky Mine and root around a bit? Find a bottle of the Rialte Brocaire for us to share, and then we'll talk. Not many choose to live upon the flooded plains of Acatha, between the Tuatha and the Wild Fae. Still, I like to call it home. You wish to know of me? I am not that Once, Candrian was a small kingdom whose borders included the land of Acatha. Now it is little more than a dilapidated fortress looming over a run-down village south of here. The war has bled it dry. I haven't tasted its sweet sorrow since I was a young warlord. Bring me a bottle and I'll tell you all about those long-forgotten days. Until later, then.
Sod.
Hello. Ah, a bottle of the Rialte Brocaire. This is going to treat me right. Yes, indeed. You've done me quite the boon fetching this, though I'll admit it leads me to outrageous wagers. For instance this. If you can complete 8 labors of my choosing, I shall give you the treasures of Erethel. It is rare I meet a stranger such as yourself, and I assure you the reward will be well worth. Excellent! You've already fetched the Rialte Brocaire. Now, your next task. Take this letter to a man named Matix Dace in the village of Candrian to the south. That is all. Matix Dace is the resident brewmaster of the Candrian Inn. He spent his entire life behind that bar. When you give him the letter, it's probably best if you don't mention me immediately. Let him figure things out for himself. He was once a kind man, good for a laugh or an encouraging word. When I kidnapped his sister, though, something inside him snapped. And I cannot blame him, of course. Until later, then.
The jagged cliffs, angles meeting the swollen sea, treacherous to the ungainly Alfar, was the homeland our people took. I have seen the places upon the hillside our ancestors forged from sea-sculpted stone. Glir Rathwen, the bluffs of Tawili, were settled near the light of the heavens that glittered brightest, gazing towards Lyria's teardrop, the earth's steeple rising to meet her magnificence.
From the dark of north he came, sword alight with frosted blood, to starkly carve a kingdom from a land of stone and flood. A hero true, a warrior born, his deeds the bards did daily sing. Exultingly, they crowned him king.
I get the salt bones. For von Freeman!
They're brutes!
Walk right into it. Come here.
Oh, thank you. It was awful. They were going to sell me to the Tuatha and send me to some place called the Keening. I've got to get back to Father. I'm returning to my father. You should talk to him too. He's the best tinkerer there is. Everywhere we go, people... But father never likes to stay in one place for long. Father has been teaching me to be a tinker. I think I'd like to be a scholar. Whenever we stop in Edessa, father has to practice... Creepy town. People disappearing in the night. Father insisted that we leave right away. I don't know much, only that it's where the Tuatha were going to send us.
The Lord of Tides, the thrice-crowned king, the bandit prince of Melaglir. He forged from blood a sword of sin to cut and rend and sear. From hardened hearts his people wept, tears to flood from stone unbroken, the long-forgotten truth unspoken.
Conover's dead. If his lordship's had his way, we'd be wearing a rut around Melaglir shouting, "Hey, stop that over there!" You've earned this. Spend it well. Good luck out there.
Hey there. Hello again.
Oh, Julia. Of course, any amount is insufficient to express. We'll be on our way then. Travel safely. Greetings, Wanderer. A tinker tinkers, of course. I fix things, make them new.
The birth of twins did reave the land as brother upon brother warred. Scythes to swords, from rock to shore, the people madly weapons forged. Caught within a storm of rage, the land itself was deeply bled, for sanity had fled.
The guards seem... The Raven's the best inn this side of Rathir.
An endless night the brothers' war did wreak upon the broken land, until the sorrow lord arose, the grieving knight to make a stand. The hammer of Acatha rose, and fell, and rose again. He took the throne of Candrian. An endless night the brothers' war did wreak upon the broken land, until the sorrow lord arose, the grieving knight to make a stand. The hammer of Acatha rose, and fell, and rose again. He took the throne of Candrian.
Durant Allegus runs the general store. Kind of a strange fellow.
You're not from around here, are you? I am Eli Thames, and I could use your help with a delicate task. Why, I am but a humble agent of change, endeavoring to be in the right place at the right time. Inre Candrian became lord just before the Crystal War began. When the Tuatha invaded, he retreated to his keep and refused to come out. Left all Candrian to die just to save himself and his precious family name. I'd heard it was a quiet town, but now I hear whispers of people I haven't left the inn since I arrived. Rathir is the great city of the Dockelfar, up the coast a ways. It's old and beautiful, but don't hold a candle to Odessa if you ask me. Lord Candrian wears a large ceremonial signet ring. He removes it only to sleep. I need you to go to Candrian Keep and steal it. Ever since Indre Candrian became lord, the Candrian Guard have not left the area around his keep. The Tuatha are raiding the Candrian coast entirely unchecked, and this gravely worries the citizens of Rathir. We wish to inspire Lord Candrian to leave his keep and drive the Tuatha back into the sea, and the ring is the first step. Excellent. I'm told to obtain the ring and return to me for another task. Candrian was once no one dared to. Now, with the Tuatha raiding up and down the coast, the Guard do nothing but protect Lord Candrian as he cowers in his keep. The keep is in the southeast corner of Candrian. Supposed to be impenetrable when it's sealed, but I've heard rumors that one could sneak inside through a cavern below it. Lord Candrian keeps the ring in his... Another time, then.
What'll it be? Is that so? Let's take a look. That bastard! He murders my dear sister Jera in cold blood, then waits 30 years and thinks a note will make everything right. You tell Durfel that if I ever see him again, I'm going to gut him. You'd better run along now, and don't forget to tell Durfel that I'll be looking for him. Mel Aglear'd be nothing but a cinder too if we weren't a quick mark. I suppose his lord, but not if he could hear him screaming while it happened. Been running the inn here in Mel Aglear all my life. My father was proprietor before me, and his father before. Used to be we could count on travelers passing through here, but now we're lucky to have any visitors at all.
Welcome to Melaglir, the worst place you'd ever want to be stuck. Trust me. What do I know of war? I've got my own struggles to overcome. I wish the Alfar victory, but it's not as if I will see any gain from their triumphs. Ha! Melaglir. There are Tuatha about. The local lord cowers in his keep, and seeds of unrest everywhere. Take me with you when you leave, will you? I'm a healer. Been stuck here for what seems like an eternity. I've been mending bones and curing sicknesses in exchange for farmers' foodstuff.
Greetings, stranger. Join me for a drink, won't you? I grew up in the far north, son of a Loselfar trader. I couldn't have been happier. My mother spoiled me rotten. My parents were very loving and wonderful people. It is hard for me to understand why fate would take them from me so suddenly. I have not seen much of it, as I have only recently arrived in the region. I spent my childhood in the north with my father's people, the Loselfar. Growing up, my mother did not speak of her family here, and I am beginning to understand why. I tried to talk to my uncle about the Tuatha menace, but he immediately cut me off and banished me from the keep. I do not think a ruler should be so obstinate. My new home, as it were, my uncle banished me from the keep, so here I am. In truth, I do not mind. The villagers are far kinder and more pleasant to be around. They are a curse upon... I cannot understand how my uncle can allow them to ravage this land
I'm sure that gnome in the other room would enjoy your conversation, but I do not. You wish to know of me? I once owned... Now I spend my days in the Raven, watching people, waiting to die. Between the Tuatha invading in the east and the bandits marauding in the west, it seems that death is making a home of Candrian. 211 years I've called this place my home. It was once a peaceful town, but lately peace seems to be in short supply.
The Lion of Winter, the Magus King, Indarion of Candrian, captured fire in his fist and with it took command. With wisdom and tenacity, the Lord of Aod captained peace. May it never cease.